to invite our resource person, Dr. Muruganandam Ponusami, for this third session of the day. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Professor. Give me a moment. I can share my screen, then we can do it.
Sure, sir.
Okay, hope my screen is visible and I am audible to all of you.
Of course, sir, you can proceed.
Okay, hope participants gathered back. Welcome back. Of course, good afternoon to all of you. See, we discussed variety of things related with ethics, related with environmental conscious. Of course, I thought of discussing something in a youth way, and I thought of sharing my opinions on the topic of empowerment. We discussed a little bit about the implementation of emerging technologies in our day-to-day life. Well, to begin with, I would like to reiterate that the future of nation lies in the hands of its youth. The more we empower our youth today, the bright tomorrow our nation will witness. That's what we are hearing for the past century plus. The first thing that we have to ensure for the development of our country is that the youth of our country get an opportunity for education first. Morning onwards, we are discussing, because of the poor communication, because of the poor education, we miss to have multiple of things. Though the right to education is one of the fundamental rights as per our constitution, yet even today, the young kids in the rural parts of our country are deprived of this basic human right. You may wonder, sir, how this can be connected with us. Right? Give me a moment, 2 minutes time.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Sir, your voice is very meek. We can hardly hear you.
Give me a moment.
Yeah.
Is it audible now?
But still it's breaking, sir.
Can you check with others or other parts? Are you able to hear my voice?
Still I can't hear you, sir. What about other participants? Can you just help us here?
So we are also not able to hear.
Yeah.
Can you do this? I will listen to you.
Dear participants, sorry for the interruption caused. There's a glitch in the side of our resource person, I suppose. He'll be joining us shortly. Kindly stay online. Sir, I can't hear you. You're speaking something, but we can't hear you, sir. No, sir, your microphone is muted.
Am I audible?
Yeah, of course, sir.
Is it clear?
Yeah, yes, sir, very clear.
Okay, right. Right. So what I discussed quite long back, regarding about the education. That's what we are discussing right from the morning. We are struggling because of miscommunication or poor communication, and sometimes, some occasions, because of the poor motivation. Even though the right of everyone to have a better education, still, if you are looking in our country, many of the parts, many of the people are yet to get the basic human right of having the education. In fact, these kind of things leads to lack of awareness among the citizens, and eventually when they grow up, there is a lack of employment opportunities. Therefore, it is an important to educate the youth of the rural parts of our country as it is to educate the urban kids. In fact, there are several controversial talks going here and there in connection with the variety of education which is available in our country. One major point that we should be keeping at the forefront is that the methods and subjects of education have to be optimized as per the need of the hour. I hope the participants will agree up to a certain level, certain extent, in connection with engineering, specifically the core engineering branches, which I suggested in the morning session. In fact, the youth of our country has to be provided with basic education at minimum of cost. Again, here people will come up with comfort zone as well as condition zone. In fact, the past 1.5 years, due to the corona pandemic, also the education sector suffering a lot. So in that scenario, how we can think of this man, machine, and intelligence, and how we can overcome the stress, the so-called stress. I believe apart from primary education, it is important to educate the youth on socio-political state affairs. When I say socio-political state affairs, I believe the participants may understand quickly in this regard. In this way, they can make the best call when it comes to choosing a career that will ensure their individual development as well as the collective development of our nation. In fact,
Sir, your voice is breaking.
nothing from my side, I
That's it.
is clear now.
Sir, it's so meek, sir, we can't hear you. It's audible, but it is very meek. Dear participants, kindly stay online. Our resource person will connect with us shortly.
Am I audible, madam?
Yes, of course, sir.
I am audible to you, right?
Yeah, of course.
I will present from one system and do it in another system. That is
Yeah.
easy. Right. Anyhow, we can repeat some more portions. So what I said, in addition to the primary education, we have to teach our students about the socio-political state affairs. So I mentioned when we say socio-political affairs, definitely people can quickly understand what I am meaning of it. If you are looking the youth of our country, who is having the ability to provide physical as well as intellectual labor. Today, our youth is pursuing higher studies and research in foreign countries in subjects like we can say agriculture, horticulture, and so on, not only the engineering and medical field. They are going to great lengths to procure the best of information and newest technologies on these subjects so that they can educate more people in our country on their occupation. So I want to recall Swami Vivekananda, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Mahatma Gandhi, right? Those leaders always encouraged and guided the youth on the right path. The youth of our society has the potential to bring about much needed changes and lead by example for the next generations too. Probably we people will agree this up to a certain extent if we are in that particular circle. So they should be well informed of the current affairs and the crisis that the world is going through. When I say youngsters, when I say students, it is not the meaning of only others. It includes us also. They should be well aware of the struggles and achievements of the great leaders of our own country. When we say our own country, and if you want to do it as a unique one, then we can say great leaders of their own country too. So they should be able to understand the sense of compassion and brotherhood. They should be well read the constitution, their rights and duties, and should lead by example. Hope participants may recall recently UGC as well as Government of India Ministry of Education came up with that we have to add the constitution in our curriculum as one of the subject. Second thing, we are saying empowerment, empowerment. What do you mean by empowerment? How can we make empowerment of individuals? What do you mean by empowerment? What is the empowerment leadership? What is the empowerment matrix? So when we say empowerment means people having power and control over their own lives. Even though I started saying that youth empowerment, we can say individual empowerment in our case, which means the people or the individual having power and control over their our own life is called empowerment. I am having power and control on my life, so I am empowered. So people get the support they needed that is right for them. You cannot empower someone else or make someone empowered. It is about ways of working and supporting someone. That means they can take control and responsibility for their own lives. I am repeating, we cannot teach anybody, we cannot empower someone, right? We can work, we can support to someone, That means they can take control and responsibility for their own life. That's what we are saying often counseling. Counselors will not give 100% remedial to our difficulties. They will work on our difficulties. They will support with remedial suggestions for our difficulties. So, friends, please don't think that when we are saying counseling, counselor, sessions, it is not a medicine. It is a supportive system. So here the empowerment leadership is coming to the play. Empowering leadership refers to a process of sharing power and allocating more autonomy and responsibilities to the followers through specific set of leader behavior that entails enhancing the meaningfulness of work. I hope you are having meaningfulness as a separate session. Fostering participation in decision making, expressing confidence, and so on. So, whoever is doing the things like meaningfulness of work in an enhanced manner, fostering participation in decision making, expressing confidence, those are all empowered leaders. If you are looking at team in any place, always some persons will raise their hand for responding a query or for involving in an activity or for taking leadership to lead the team, which means they are having the confidence to do, which means they taken a decision to participate to lead. So how many of us are having such kind of skill or thought process? Here that matrix is coming. If you are saying the word empowerment raises many feelings to those who hear it. Because of this, the authority matrix supports the movement away from individual, isolated work to a more coordinated, team-based environment. So generally, the NBA also prescribed the graduate attributes in such a way. If you are looking the graduate attributes 6 or 7 onwards, it is required some team-based environmental activity. So what are the types of empowerment we are having? What are the ways we can empower people? One thing, we can empower through social. The social empowerment might be one of the most prominent forms of empowerment shown in the mainstream media. Second one, which we are doing, educational. Third one, the economic. Fourth one, political. But most importantly, more than these 4 items, the psychological empowerment is badly required for the growing country citizens. Not only growing country also finding requirement of psychological empowerment. So these empowerments is required some essential components. These are all not new components. Often we are hearing, at least once in a day, we are hearing the authority. Employees need the latitude to take the initiative to solve the problem. When the person will take an authority, when the person is having confidence to execute the work A, will always take authority. Or if a person gives authority to do, will do. How a person will get an authority from the superior? Definitely it will be a performance based or experience based or proven based. Second thing, we may say resources. we can say a second necessary component of empowerment. But this is employees must be given the means to carry out the authority they have been given. It often getting disturbance in our day-to-day work, generally in our place. Third one, the information. We discussed a lot about information right from the morning. Then comes the accountability. So if you want to see the empowerment, definitely you should have these four components and it should be fulfilled. Then only the person will be in a confident way to go for executing. Often the superiors are not giving chances or power to the people because they may have the thinking that it may used wrongly. Some cases it's gone wrongly also. The abusing power, most empowered employees tend to abuse their power when they have been given the power to make decisions the way they want to. Maybe most of us experienced this. But as I said morning, we have to say no in appropriate place, appropriate time to appropriate person. Then this kind of negative things will eradicate very easily. Second, the superiors are having the feel that the interpersonal relations. Third one, if I am giving empowerment to this person X, if he is going for doing testing, then it will go high cost. So the effort of cost for the company may go high. If I am giving empowerment to this guy, the guy may have poor knowledge and understanding, or it may be arrogance or the risk of security and confidentiality. So these are the few negative thoughts generally the superiors or the authorities may have. May have. So the increased risk while empowering employees can increase moral, productivity, quality, but it is also having some drawbacks. Without proper training and set of guidelines, most of the occasions, empower can lead to abuse. Without proper training and set of guidelines. When you say guidelines, it should be in a printed format preferably. Okay, how many of us are having such kind of set of guidelines for answering the serious examination or end semester examination question paper for the students who are all giving such kind of things? We have to self-introspect. Then you just imagine how much uncomfort our students will feel. It doesn't make sense to have each employee operate under his own set of values and codes. There must be a common values and goals. So because of these risks, empowerment is mostly feeling as bad. But it is not in real way. It is not at all right. So in that scenario, we have to revise our mindset in a positive way. So morning I showed one of my career philosophy. And I told how I am going to correlate my vision to the institute vision. So how many companies are linking company vision to the employer employee vision? Similarly, what are the boundaries? What are the balanced directional support? Delegation to the entire project? Autonomy? Encouragement? Opportunities to learn and demonstrate skills? Foster collaboration. How many of us are having the strategies as I posted on the screen to our team members? So we have to self-introspect ourselves only. If not, we have to give such kind of provisions to the employees. It is not only employees, it includes the family members too. So in that scenario, if you are thinking what we are doing in our day-to-day life, what is actually we are doing in our day-to-day life, just to recollect, right? In our day-to-day life, we are saying several things. As an academic industry stakeholder, we are giving assurance to the society, parents, and the students that we will make you a best engineer. At least we will say we will make you an engineer, say mechanical or civil or computer, whatever it may be. That's what we are reflecting in terms of mission, vision, curriculum. Whatever we said, right, we want to execute. That's what we are doing in our teaching profession. How much we are teaching, whether we really made them engineers, we want to provide something, prove something. And we want to review also. This is what we are doing in our day-to-day life. In terms of some technical terms here, I put vision, mission, curriculum, teaching with outcomes, COPO attainment, review and best practices, like that. Just check with yourself. This is, in fact, right time of admission also. How many of us climb 100 out of 100 in this aspect alone? What are the things we are missing? What are the things unknowingly missing? What are the things because of the situation or condition we are not able to execute? Which are the things we are purposefully, knowingly missing? I just said 3 different categories. Knowingly missing category, unknowingly missing categories, because of the situation or force of the superiors missing category. I don't want any answer from you. But if anyone tells there is no missing, there is no force, there is no pressure, then hopefully that individual may have higher amount of happiness index. Among these 3 terms, whoever is having at least 2 terms will be moderately happy index. You can check yourself and try to come for a conclusion about your place. In fact, this slide is not appropriate for this session. So in this session, I thought of discussing how to enhance the productivity of an individual by inculcating social skills, courtesy skills, and flexibility skills, of course, with inclusion of two change management model systems. Because morning onwards, we all unanimously accepted up to a certain extent that certain skills are lack in our side. In that scenario, in that view, I thought of discussing with you how the social skills can improve or enhance the productivity of an individual. We could be the most qualified and skilled person for the job, but be lacking in the social skills department, finding it extremely difficult to fit in and talk about anything other than work. Or we may be super chatty, but when it comes to networking events and public speaking, we crawl into our shell and turn into a nervous wreck. Hope most of you will agree in this aspect. But if our job involves interacting with clients and colleagues on a daily basis, it might be time to invest in ourselves and improve our social skills. Mostly, most of the people are finding difficulty in this aspect. So how do we go about beating the social phobia and developing good people skills? The first one, show interest in others. When we say, sir, I am depressed, I am stressed, we have to think others also may be in the same situation. Why can't we think about others? Second, focus on your body language. Third, whatever we communicate, whatever you speak, please clearly and make understand the opponents. Always try to speak and try to make the audience to accept. Then always work on your listening skills. Importantly, socialize in the new places. You may ask, sir, only this much? Definitely no. In fact, how many of us are having the habit of talking with the second and third parties by looking their eyes? Be assertive, but not aggressive. Always choose effective communication channel. Be flexible, ready to take a challenge. Be positive and remain positive, and accept criticism. Always be as a respectful person, but be yourself. You should be have patience and away from the distractions. Be an empathic person, be a person which have more confidence, learn how to talk less and do more. Experts and researchers are identified these characteristics are all comes under social skills. I listed around 18, but not limited with this 18. This can be perished more than 30, 40 numbers. But I am sure most of us will not agree that we are not having these quality characteristics. For example, the last one which I posted on the screen show empathy. We faculty members, academic industry persons, those who are participating today's FDP, more than 100 number, is feeling little bit difficulty of sitting continuously 2 hours of 3 different sessions, may have the empathy, feel how the student is going to sit. We also new to this online education platform. Students also very new to this education platform. Both are, we can say, in a layman word, elbowed people. Maybe some exception category people are there, you just keep away. So in this particular scenario, why we are failing to have the feel of empathy? If you are going to talk each and everything, it will take almost one more session. So whatever I said, the show interest in others, body language, speak clearly, speak in acceptable tone, socialize in new settings, maintain eye contact, be assertive, not aggressive, choose effective communication channels. Here I want to stress little bit. Choosing the right communication channel in the workplace is more essential. Oftentimes, messages can get misconstrued as there is no sense of emotion or feeling. So, most of us have the experience of such kind of messages, which we generally sharing in the WhatsApp. In other words, if you want to deliver an important message, do so in person. If it's something that's unimportant, though you can do this via email instead of interrupting someone's workflow. So something is important in person, something is important in mail. When I say mail, just recollect the postal department work carried out or carrying out in every country. We forgot totally, right? Our ancestors made in a proper way. If you want to communicate something, it is always better a write up than the oral statement. You write it and read it, then you can understand how much you are communicating to the secondary party. When we make it oral, we cannot evaluate that much quickly. So we have to choose the effective communication channels. Of course, be flexible. We will see the flexibility as a separate one because I put that major strain. Take on challenge always. Remain positive. Accept the criticism. So these two categories, remain positive and accept criticism. I urge the participants to recollect Kubler-Ross change curve, which I given an example of making a one-day picnic with overnight stay by a newly constructed coach, which is not getting started at the time of 8 a.m. Accept criticism, be respectful, as well as be yourself. Don't put multiple faces. Don't show multiple faces. Be yourself, everyone else is taken. Have passions, ditch the distractions. I told much about empathy. Be more confident when you do something. Learn how to small talk. Talk more, talk less. Right? Talk less, do more. That's what. So if we do so, definitely the social skills will empower us. The well-developed social skills will always give us more and more better relationships, more and more better communication, and the communicated message will be in a higher efficiency, or the work carried out will be in a higher effectiveness. When we do communication properly by establishing relationship, and because of that, if the work is going in a higher way, definitely our career proposals will get advancement. By that way, the happiness index will get increase. Hope you may get an idea. When we say happiness index, it is not the meaning that it can be taught by someone. It has to be create, formulate, execute, implement by the individual according to the situation, according to the place, according to the work. So the laws, religions will differ in different situations and cases. That's what we told. Cutting tree in South Africa may not be an unethical, but in metro city like Mumbai street will feel it is an unethical work. So whatever we talk, finally it will come to an end of better communication, better relationship. Always the communication and relationship will come up with the outcome of efficient work. Once we execute efficient works, definitely it will be appreciated by the authorities and the society. When we get motivation, appreciation, our happiness index will get high. So now the problem, now the difficulty in the mindset of participants may like this. The situation is not allowing us, or how I can empower myself in these aspects. It will take time. Already I am 30 or 35 or even 50. Where can I go and learn these things? The entire world is corrupted one. If I am going to say no, then I will be the witness of getting punishment. It is true. We have to choose the circle. According to the circle, we have to start playing. It is like a game only. When we play the game, then it will be in a positive way. Right. So here, how we can connect with the change management model, which is called as nudge theory. You might hear or learned various change management models. There are some 10 change management model popular in this world. Among this, the nudge theory also. Nudge theory relies on subtle, indirect suggestions that are backed up by evidence so that employees will be nudged in the direction of change that you desire. The premises is that nudging changes is more effective than strictly enforcing change. What are the principles? Whenever we want to make some change, we have to define what are the changes required. Hope we can recollect Lou Wincott's change management principle. Second, always we have to consider the employee views. We have to provide evidence to show the best options. Present changes as choice. Listen employee feedback. Limit the choices or options. Solidify change with short-term wins. This what again some decades back an eminent formulated. So if you are looking this nudge theory, which allows employees to see the need for change for themselves and influence how it is made, making resistance less likely. Like a parent would with a child, it guides employees towards the options management wants them to choose. If you are looking this management framework, it aims to get the full support of our employees. If we are assume that we are running an industry, and if you want to make some changes, and if you are following all these 7 parameters, definitely majority amount of employees will support. They will involve, they will contribute, they will execute. Definitely this is one of the best model which is followed by many industries in the world. Only in our area, in our locality, we people are not keeping such kind of boards in public. But if you are going abroad industries, they used to keep all these theories, principles in the work environment place. Okay, let us see courtesy skill. Especially in this pandemic period, courtesy skill will have a huge welcome to. Generally, the courtesy will be applicable in a health industry. But when you say courtesy, again, communication, concise, clear, correct, concrete, complete, coherent. Now people may have doubt. Or when you explain the social skills, you mentioned communication. When you mentioned the social skills, you mentioned the clear, concise, in different words, right? So every activity of our day-to-day life is interrelated. We cannot say this particular 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. work will be a unique one. It is not connected with any of my other work. Either one or other way, we are connected one with another. So when we are saying courtesy, definitely it is also having some connection of social skills too. If you are looking at the care model, as I said, based on this pandemic period, most of the health centers require these kind of things. Not only health centers, it is required in the industry. sector also, sorry, academic sector also. We are supposed to give courtesy, which adopt communication style, which maintain relationship and rapport. It should have demonstrated job knowledge and proper execution. Otherwise, students will go out from our hands. When you talk about attention, it should have the process for every stage of the patient or the customer. It may be online or it may be physical. And we have to set expectations and actively seek common ground. Respect, already I told under the social skills, we should be a respectful person and we have to keep the secondary and third party values, beliefs, and preferences in mind. In this scenario, I was admitted in a hospital a few years back for some health issues. It was actually run by one Christian church. They used to put prayer song in a frequent time interval. Some nurses who belongs to that community is having the faith, belief, and preference of giving respect when the prayer song announced. Some who is not belongs to that community may not have that faith and they won't mind. Even that community people will say, this is my time to look after your health. So I am putting injection, but at the time the prayer song also started, which means even though I am having the belief of my community, first of all, I have to complete my task because you are under my care. So how we are keeping the values, beliefs, preference of the second and third party is also a big question and we have to self-introspect. Then comes the environment. How the environment, circumstances, objects, or conditions. Here the things are little complicated. Till March 2020, most of the houses equipped with generally, probably, either one laptop or a desktop. Where two kids, house leader, housewoman are living. Minimum of 4 people, right? Assume a case. When the online education starts, when the work from home starts, people started difficulty to execute their day-to-day work. Initial days, we had a thought it may be 1 month or 2 months. Let us adjust. After 2 months also it started continued. Then we thought of procuring one more desktop. So 1:2 ratio. Later we found that these things will not work out. We have to go for 1:1. So how we are consistently keeping our resources, how we are making conversations. So these things will definitely comes when we have the feeling that I am not able to get more amount of happiness. So the care model, which consists of courtesy, we have to adopt the style. When I say adopt the communication style, appropriate way, appropriate manner. It may be in person or written or oral. Probably demonstrable way. When we talk about the attention, it should be respective, prepared, and open way with a set of expectations and actively seeking common ground. When we say respect, definitely we have to keep values, beliefs, and preferences in mind of the third party and the opponent party. When it comes to the environment, the circumstances, objects, and conditions by one is surrounded must be in a healthier way. In fact, when we talk, definitely we have to do these ways so that people may feel that I am also one of their family member. When I do like this, people may feel that I am a person to whom they can share their personal difficulties. When I demonstrate like this, definitely my students will have the thought, I will definitely give solution for their issues. Students will start mouth advertising about me to the other students that if you want to get solution for your problem, you just go to that path. Right? So this is the way we can empower ourselves and we can empower our youngsters too. Now the question, how we are dealing in our academic industry. What is the way out we are doing? For that, one more change management model is there, which is called Kotter's theory. In fact, it is developed by Harvard Business School, Professor John P. Kotter. It is having around 8 stages. When we do something, definitely we are supposed to look it, whether it is urgent. How can we decide whether it is urgent or not? Whatever we do, we should have a plan. That's what some of the participants raised in the first session. We should have the feeling that this is my plan and I have to complete this task. So create a sense of urgency. When you create a plan and if you want to do, it required a team. Build the change team for executing the planned work. When you want to do some change, it should have a vision. If I am changing this from this point to this point, this will be the outcome. And tell that expected outcome to the members of the particular team, members of the beneficiaries. While doing such kind of time, if you are finding any difficulty, barriers, you just remove barriers only for the namesake of changing. Divide those things into multiple parts and enjoy focus on short-term wins. When I say short-term wins, it is not the meaning that short-term gains which generally we used to do. We have to split up the plan into multiple parts and every part will reach its stage which we called as maturity stage, that is called short-term wins. Then keep the momentum. Once you get short-term win of the first stage, don't lose it. Continue and maintain the momentum. If you are doing the things in the same momentum by achieving short-term wins in every stage, by removing barriers, whichever is coming as obstacle, by making perfect communication in appropriate manner, appropriate way, according to the formulated strategic vision by the team members, definitely the institute will get the change. Here I made institute, right? The same thing you can put that as your home also. See, the Kotas 8-step change model does a great job of building enthusiasm. Why I am saying enthusiasm? Short-term wins. Whenever we win, definitely we will get happiness. And understanding the need for change by building a checklist and serves as a guide. This is called a top-down model, neglects to include a stage that calls for employee feedback. Here there is no feedback, right? I don't know how many of you noticed. So there is a risk that employee residents will stall the process. So for larger companies, it can work very well. But for smaller companies like our family, it's little bit difficult because we are not added any feedback in this Kotas 8-step change model. This is a driven process for bigger companies. If you are adding the feedback in any one of the stage or any multiple of the stage, then it will be well and good. So you think of this change management model also in your day-to-day life or in your life also. Next one, the flexibility. If you are looking the business is rapidly changing environment. Companies must find ways to stay ahead of the pack to remain relevant. The same goes for employees who must be flexible and ready to take on any challenge. Here again I am saying ready to take challenge. It comes under social skills also. The question is, how can office workers become more flexible at work? Most of you, we will ask the same question. Sir, how can I flexible in my work? At its core, career flexibility is a mindset. Building habits that encourage work flexibility are part of the first and I can say most crucial step. Afterward, people should build skills that allow them to work with more agility. They should focus on adopting the flexibility framework from individual to team. Finally, organizational policies must account for flexible work-life balance. So a little complicated way I'm saying, right? If you are talking about here, I made 3 major categories. Developing flexibility mindset. How can we make developing a flexibility mindset? How can we build flexible skills? How can we encouraging flexible teams? When you say flexibility skills, developing mindset, we have to stick to your core values. We have to develop open-mindedness. Be optimistic but grounded. Embrace failure. Be proactive, not reactive. Again, the repetition of social skill. Introduce some chapos. In Tamil, we used to say, throw a stone on the pond to catch the fish. Right? Similarly, the building skills, if you want to build flexible skills, build broad network. I made a single statement in the morning session. The faculty or the industry of academic people should have good networking. Explore diverse skill sets, lifelong learning, or never stop learning. Try out role rotation. Again, it is not happening in most of the self-financing sectors. Only one head in that particular position for longer period, more than a decade. Try out role rotation. Make plans, but be ready to change course. Of course, always try to do rapid prototyping. Evaluate progress. Suppose if it is a team, how can we encourage? Definitely the encourage will be feedback. I think the screen is not clear. Some mistake has happened. I didn't pull out. Consider collaborative team structure. Veer away from rigid leadership style. Implement flexible framework. Encourage risk taking. Manage conflict without eliminating it. Find better ways to brainstorm. Similarly, we can say n number of items. This work flexibility, we can say multiple way. It considers the ability to perceive changes that happen in the workplace. Second, it involves the skill of quickly coming up with an appropriate response. So a single person cannot have all these characteristics at a time. Only by experience, only by over the period of time, we may able to understand, realize, and further developing, demonstrating. So don't take overstep by doing all the things in a single attempt. If you are looking the American University of Association, it classified intellectual and practical skills like this: inquiry and analysis, critical thinking, creative thinking, written communications, oral communication, reading, quantitative literacy, informative literacy, problem solving, and teamwork. I believe the participants may have some idea about these various skills. Every topic is required some demonstrable knowledge or demonstrable experience. In fact, the academic industry is the right platform to have multiple skill achievements by experience and demonstration. we cannot get it in any other industry, because we are getting that much that much volume of issues every day by the stakeholders. So in that scenario, the American University Association is classified the intellectual and practical skills, these 10 numbers. In fact, those who are all having accreditation may look this area wise also, so that you may be able to analyze the outcome of your program in a micro nano level. Similarly, the personal and social responsibility also they classified. When we say personal and social responsibility, the civic engagement, local and global. In fact, a couple of years back only, NBA came up with how many of your students participated in local, how many of you participated, how many of your students participated in the neighboring states, how many of your students participated in the abroad. Since we are having different states, we can say local and other states and international, but this particular association is classified local and global. Of course, the lifelong learning, many of us find difficulty in this pandemic period, stating that there is no way for the students to learn much things. We faculty are not able to see the students, so that we are not able to control them. But in real, I feel personally that is a wrong judgment. Now we are having the provision that the students are stationed in different places. When you are free, please refer the topic PBL. When I say PBL, you will say project-based learning, but it is not project-based learning. I am intended to tell place-based learning. Irrespective of branch of engineering, the students as well as teaching fraternity is having the chance to demonstrate what they are taught so far in a real manner, because we are from our home working. Second thing, there are several online platforms started in the past 5 to 10 years. Even Indian government also started Swayam NPTEL like that. But how many of our friends completely made at least one course within this 1.5 year time period? Don't say that, sir, I am working in a self-financing sector, so that it is difficult for me to get a chance to incorporate my course in Swayam or NPTEL. It is not like that. Why I am saying is, we are having the feel that I am not able to make more financial income to my family, so that I am getting a stress. For your knowledge, if you are having 1 or 2 good course in every semester, which is running in Coursera or NPTEL or Swayam, you will get royalty continuously for your lifetime. Right. One of the participants mentioned that one course, okay, I am doing or I am creating. That is the question. I am saying, how many of us are created at least one course in the past 1.5 years? I think Professor Gunavati can understand my question. It's good, you are doing at least. Then the intercultural knowledge and competence. Again, I can refer the ACT. 2 years back, they came up with a model, some of our students can travel to the neighboring state, which is fixed by the ACT, and they may learn the culture of that particular locality region. They can compare that culture to their culture, and whatever the benefits they can carry back. Again, it is the question, how many of us utilized that scheme? Of course, it may have some financial troubles. It may have some physical troubles of faculty as well as students too. But instead of talking all these troubles, we make it as real. Why can't we try? Of course, this American University Association made this particular responsibility under personal and social. Global learning. Of course, national education policy comes up with training of our youths in at least one of foreign language. Ethical reasoning, we discussed a lot right from the morning. Hope we will have a best ethical way of life in the coming days. In fact, the integrative and applied learning is a generic one as an academic person. We are doing in our day-to-day life, the content, the technological, the pedagogical, which implies and makes an integration and application of the learning, not only learning, training too. Without learning, there is no training. Okay, how can we check the criteria? Morning, I given a check tool, Johari window, for checking our happiness index. Similarly, when we do something, we should have a checklist. The checklist may be in yes or no category. The checklist may be 3-point scale. The checklist may be 4-point scale or 5-point scale. Rubak Bhattachari, I am also from West Bengal, Kalyani. Of course, it is the rainy season. Definitely, this will be considered by the coordinators. Don't worry. Right? Don't do the course for the purpose of getting only certification. Certification is mandatory for us to climb our career prospects. But more than that, the knowledge which we are gaining, the knowledge which we are going to demonstrate, which we are going to utilize for the society will be appreciable. So in this scenario, whether we are having checklist like yes or no, or 3-point scale, or 4-point scale, or 5-point scale, whether it is a questionnaire, whether it is a rubric, right? So for an example, I given this. If you want to do something, for example, in the second session, I made design parameters of a product. So for that, we are going to select something that may have certain clarity or criteria. In that case, if I am having a checklist in 3-point scale, how it will be. Just for a knowledge, I put it this. Similarly, if I want to distinguish between first level to second level, and if I am clarifying or evaluating in a 3-point scale, how can I do? Always we are saying the communication is effective one. It is better to do it in person. If it is in a write-up, how writing? Right? Here it is not the matter of language. Irrespective of any language, how the content is made. whether it is understandable, whether it is having confusing words, whether it is having any clear specific language, you can fix. The limit is not sky. Similarly, reliability of scoring, similarly, the communicate expectations. Just for a self-check, I thought of adding this. It is not directly connected with this stress management, but it will help us in most of the cases if you want to come over from the stress and if you want to increase the happiness index in our day life, right? Okay, I think for this collaborative research, sorry, I didn't make the link for today's thing. If anybody is interested to do collaborative research in connection with technology as well as human values, you are mostly welcome. What I'm saying is the technology, again, I am saying the machine. How the machine will make more happiness to the individual. We are all belongs to the farmer category. I belongs to the farmer category. So my parents, my grandparents are carrying out the agriculture business. So for them, the water is mandatory. Once in 15 days, they need water for their consumption. Now these kind of things are coming up. Nowadays also insurance we are having. How it is executing? If there is no rain, the government will send some surveyor, they will make a survey, they will take something, they will leave something. After some years, the farmer may get, may not get. Suppose if you are implementing the technology, for example, this blockchain. The blockchain, the farmer is making an application. The blockchain technology is connected with the external surveys, which is measuring the rainfall. If the rainfall is not happen in that particular place for continuously 15 days, the technology will automatically trigger compensation so that the farmer will get their compensation without any hurdle. You just imagine how much stress will be relieved by implementing the technology. Don't think that these are all dreams. Some companies are already in the process of doing this. Similarly, insurance. A family who is having some 4 members, wife, husband, and 2 kids, they enrolled in a insurance scheme by paying, say, 3-year policy payment. After paying the payment, within 1 year, the family got a new arrival, new kid. As soon as the mother got delivery of the kid, the particular hospital will include the newborn baby's name and identification in that portal. Once the data entered, the blockchain technology will trigger the husband to pay additional premium amount for the newborn baby from the date of birth to the 3rd year's last date. If the person wants to incorporate, he can give yes, so that automatically the amount will be deducted from his bank account. Similarly, in the case of death, in the case of divorce, in the case of civil service data, right, things will be happening. So here, where the stress will come, if the technology makes any trouble, right? If the data is not possible to retrieve after certain days, then the particular family and members will get higher amount of stress. Similarly, on call device in European Union, right, when the vehicle met accident, automatically call will goes to the nearest rescue center. So the time for rescue will be very quick. Because of that, the life of individuals will get more safe. Of course, our state governments already started this. If you are looking the Kerala government, if any four-wheeler goes beyond the speed limit, automatically alert will make sound to the driver. If he is not responding, definitely the message will go to the nearest police station. Similarly, Tamil Nadu government also recently came up with that proposal, but not. So these things are all takes years and years, sometimes decades. So we should have. Sorry, your screen is not visible. Give me a moment. Yes, it's true. Okay. Now visible? Yes. Sorry, I didn't see my second system also. Okay. So these are all taking a long time period to implement and execute 100% properly. So we should have the patience. Similarly, the healthcare redefining also coming up, where we are implementing several intelligent machines.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, sir. Your voice is not audible. Your screen just got freezed up. Sir, you're not audible, sir. Sir? Dear participants, kindly stay online. We'll report the issue to the concerned resource person. Do stay with us for a few minutes.
I think I got disconnect. 1 second. One moment, I got a disconnection. Thank you. At least you mentioned immediately. Okay. Whether I- whether you think this is the right way to do it, or
Yes, sir.
this Morris three-level resistance you missed fully?
Yeah, yes, sir, of course, from this slide.
Okay. Okay. See, when we say this Morris three-level of residence and change management model, often we are using these sentences in our day-to-day life, knowingly or unknowingly, but we are using. It's not new. Actually, this model focuses on three critical levels of resistance. Every human is having such kind of habit. I don't get it. Generally, we people used to say, I don't like it. Even I don't like you too, right? This Rick Morer, who is the creator of this model, believing that two-thirds of significant changes will fail due to lack of information, negative emotional reactions to change, or lack of trust and confidence in the person, or even we can say a group of people trying to implement what the change is required. So the Morris three level of resistance and change management model is highly popular. If I am saying I don't get it, see, the people are prone to reject whatever they are not understanding. If I'm not understanding, definitely I will say I don't get it. What is wrong in it? Since I am not getting what you said, I am saying I didn't get anything. But if I am saying I don't get it, then also we have to think empathically why this fellow is saying I don't get it. When employees do not fully comprehend the need for the change or the change itself, you have already set yourself up for failure. No other people. It is critical that employees are given the information that will allow them to see the necessary for the change. Second thing, I don't like it. These are all emotional. The emotional reactions can be a huge barrier for implementing any type of change. If employees feel frustrated by or even fearful of the change, I have said the example of our one of our participants who raised, if I am saying no, I will lose the job. So if employees feel frustrated by or even fearful of the change, they are likely to dig their heels in and resist. They never go. So preparing for and managing this expected that roadblock is key to moving forward with the change. The third is, I don't like you, right? You don't need to be best friends with the people affected by the change. But if your employees do not trust your judgment and expertise, they may put up more of a fight, right? This is what happening in many places. If you are confident and informed about the need for change as well as the process for implementing it, definitely our employees will be more respectful, right? So this model 3 levels of resistance and change management model is best paired with a step-by-step guide, anticipating and understanding forms of resistance can be incredibly valuable. So this Morris 3 levels of resistance and change management model, please tell, right? Please tell, instead of I didn't get it, I don't like it, I don't like you, you please make your slogan as I got it, I like it, I like you. My friends, the sky is not the limit. There was a day our ancestors telling us sky is the limit. But now sky is not the limit. We can dream, we can aspire a lot. It is our right to make dreams. It is our vision to have dreams. Whether it is sufficient? If you are saying it is not sufficient, then definitely we should empower ourselves under social flexibility, courtesy, skills. Please recollect the change management models like nudge theory, Quarters, Kubler-Ross, ADKR, Lewin, McKinsey, and the remaining change management models, which is proven models, which is followed by lakhs and lakhs people and industry in this world. And the persons following such kind of change management model already expressed their comfort, their happiness index, which is comparatively higher than any other one. So I personally feel it is not the matter of just saying that my workload, my difficulties, my toughness, my problems, my stress. The sky is not the limit, just fly whatever you like to do. Thank you for your patient listening. Again, the same thing, because it is prepared for different sessions of different places, so that I didn't eradicate that things. If you are finding any doubts, any queries, or in future, if you want to make any discussions, or as per my interested area of energy, engineering education, autonomous vehicles, in addition to the emerging technologies like IoT and blockchain, you are most welcome to make collaborative things along with me and my institute. Thank you for your patient listening. Over to the coordinator. All the materials, images used in this presentation are copyrighted to their employees, their owners, and are used for only educational purpose. Thank you all. Thank you for your patient listening. Over to the coordinator.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, if you are having any queries to discuss with the resource person, you can unmute yourself and ask it to the resource person, or you can post your queries in the chat box.
சொல்லிடுறேன். First சொல்லிருக்காங்க.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bindu Ravindran, no, sorry, Upasana Mishra. Most of the things I took from Association of American Colleges and Universities, value rubrics. Of course, the reason systems, that I rubric character development is also one of the interesting areas. Of course, Shobha Bindu, definitely I will share the PPTs with the coordinator, or otherwise you please write a mail to me, I will send you immediately.
Dear participants, if you are having any queries to discuss with the resource person, the forum is yours. You can ask your queries to the resource person. A couple of minutes is dedicated for you to share your queries. Krishnaveni ma'am, would you like to give some instructions with regard to the feedback link?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So I request all the participants to fill up the feedback form, which is going to be shortly shared to you in this chat box. So that will be treated as an attendance for you for today's sessions. And I thank Dr. Muruganathan sir for sparing your valuable time with us, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear participants, we have come to the close of the session. I would like to propose a formal vote of thanks before we wind up, sir. Please do dedicate a few minutes for me.
Okay.
At the outset, I would like to thank AICTE et al. For sponsoring such faculty development program. I would also like to thank Dr. Krishnaveni ma'am for coordinating such an event. And also I'd like to thank Dr. Lata, the principal of Government College of Engineering, Tirunelveli, for delivering the presidential address this morning. Next, I would like to express a deepest sense of gratitude to our resource person, Dr. Muruganantham Ponusamy, who gladly consented to be with us this day to share his expertise and thought on human values and ethics, practicing environmental consciousness, and man-machine learning. Really, sir, your session was intuitive and informative, filled with real life examples that gave us a clear view of things that you conveyed this day. On behalf of the organizing committee and Government College of Engineering, Tirunelveli, I thank you for being with us today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I also extend a hearty thanks to all the participants who joined us this day from various places across the nation. Thank you all for joining with us today. We also request you to join by 9 a.m. tomorrow. Day 2 session will start with a recapitulation session that will help you to recollect the things that we discussed on day 1 session. Those who missed the session due to network glitches, kindly join us by 9 a.m. so that the recapitulation session will help you to recollect the things that we dealt with on day 1. Do join us tomorrow on time. Be stress-free, stay home, stay safe. A happy evening to all. Thank you all for joining.
Ma'am, let us share the feedback link.
Dear participants, the feedback link is posted in the chat box. You can get the link and fill the feedback that will be considered as your attendance too. Thank you all.